Russell Brand, yeah, they've been waiting to take him out. Because anyone that talks sense and that is fully in tune with the world, unless you're sitting in the rooms with these TV people, or you're not playing the game and you're not in these little secret masonry rooms, yeah, you can't come on with us. And if you're speaking out of tune and you're going against us, we're going to take you out. Now's Russell Brand's time.
Well, I mean, do you think Russell hasn't done anything? Do you think it's all made up stuff?
No, I don't think he helps himself, but he talks a lot of sense. But they was just waiting to find the loophole. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because he's intelligent. Too intelligent. So they thought, fuck, we need to find somewhere where we can, what's the new thing now? Cancel people. And he gave it to them. And that's it now.
But surely that's not justification for what he's done.
Not at all. Not at all justification. But they was, that's what I said, they was waiting for something they could bang him to rights, man.
I mean, who do you think it is pulling the strings behind these people?
In the TV world, like, I'm going to keep it 100%, man. Like, there's masonry. You have people that kind of like, that control the industry, certain rooms that you got to sit in to get further in your career. These things exist, my friend. These things exist. I'll tell you firsthand they exist. Do you think I haven't been approached?
All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakar Kudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, salutations, and blessings be unto the hopeful elect, pushing his truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe, in the sincere hopes of being delivered in these last days, all right? And as you just seen, you know, that was a interview that was carried out on a particular podcast that featured Harvey, and Harvey is from the had his origins, you know, in the So Solid crew, all right, which was a very successful group out here in the UK in the early 2000s. You know, they received, you know, much fame, you know, for their music. You know, they done garage music, and I believe they done you know, a mixture of, you know, hip hop as well, but it was mainly known, you know, for the you know, the UK garage scene, you know, from what I can remember. Now you have many of them that have you know, continued to, you know, have success since then. You know, that was Harvey, and you also have what's his name, Asher D, Romeo, you know, Lisa Mafia, you know, there was many of them that was in that group. But anyway, you know, as you heard, you know, he was speaking upon this Russell Brand, you know, situation. And Russell Brand, you know, he has you know, his own YouTube channel. You know, he may have a podcast where he speaks about, you know, current topics that are happening, especially, you know, controversial topics that are happening, you know, in society. And he will give his take, you know, on the situation, you know, even on, you know, the C19, you know, and all of that, you know, kind of stuff. And yeah, it's true, you know, he says a lot of truth in the information that he releases, but at the end of the day, you know, I believe that, you know, this guy is definitely controlled opposition. And what's happened now is that, you know, there's been allegations coming out in regards to him and sexual assault. All right. So it's like, you know, this may be just another psyop, you know. Again, you know, I believe he's controlled opposition. Like many of these people out here, you know, that have a particular platform and, you know, are given the ability to say certain things are controlled opposition. But obviously not everyone, you know, is controlled opposition. All right. You do have people out there that are just exposing, all right, Esau, Edom, and the workings of the wicked elite, because, you know, in the time, you know, of these devils getting exposed, all right, even by their own, you know, people, okay? But, you know, there's definitely people out there that are set up, you know, by the powers that be to create an appearance of resistance, okay? So, like I said, you know, this guy has, you know, been accused of sexual assault, you know, by several different, you know, women that have come to the forefront, just as, you know, he's been, you know, in the spotlight, you know, as of recent. So the main thing, you know, I want to really, cover, you know, in this video is the fact that, you know, you heard, what Harvey was saying in regards to, you know, Freemasonry, all right, and how they really run things. And if you want to, you know, get ahead in your career, then you got to sit in these rooms with these people and, you know, basically you got to, you know, compromise yourself and sell out, you know, and you've got to become a tool, a lesser luminary of the wicked elite on the left-hand side, all right? And that's absolutely true. And in the end of the clip, he even mentioned how, you know, don't you think, you know, that I've been approached too, you know? And again, you know, like I said, you know, he had a lot of fame, you know, as being a part of that group. So, of course, he would have experienced, you know, being approached by, you know, the left-hand side, okay? Like many of these guys have. And that's why, you know, you have one-hit wonders. You know, sometimes you have, you know, people that they get approached and they might not necessarily, you know, sell out or compromise on a level that the elites want them to. And then you'll see that, you know, that person or that group disappear. Okay? Or you might have, you know, particular people in a group that receive limelight and continue to receive limelight and remain in the commercial world, you know, because they are constantly compromising themselves and being a tool, being a lesser illuminary and doing what they're told, all right? But you always get, you know, the few that, you know, refuse to do it, you know, for whatever reason, all right? Either because, you know, they don't want to compromise on a particular level. They don't want to do certain, you know, rituals, so on and so forth, all right? But usually, you know, the ones that you see in the limelight and remain in the limelight, all right, it's because they're doing some, you know, wicked deeds, you know, in the background to remain in that position, all right? And like I said, you know, in my last few videos in regards to Diddy, you know, and the testimony of his former bodyguard, you know, he said he actually saw, you know, some real satanic stuff, you know, taking place, all right? So that stuff does definitely exist, all right? And we don't talk about it, you know, for fun. We talk about it because it absolutely is something that's true, all right? So without further delay, I want to I want to get the book of Psalms, the 64th chapter, all right? And we'll start from verse 2. Now, this is Psalms chapter 64 and verse 2, and it says, "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity," all right? Now, the secret counsel of the wicked, all right, would be known as the Illuminati, all right? Beginning with, you know, the Rothschilds, the wicked elite bankers that rule the world in secrecy, all right? That is the Illuminati. Those are the ones that rule the world from the shadows, okay? But in these last days, they have been exposed through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, all right? But the elite bankers rule the world, all right? The elite bankers of Esau Edom, they rule the world in secrecy, okay? They own the media, okay? They own every industry upon the face of the earth, okay? Now you have two major companies that, you know, all companies go back to, all right? You have BlackRock and I forget what the other company is. Let me type it in real quick. Bear with me. I always forget the second one. So you have BlackRock and that's it. I believe that's the second one, Vanguard. All right. So you have BlackRock. So is BlackRock and Vanguard the same? So you have BlackRock and Vanguard. It says overall, BlackRock and the Vanguard Group offer similar investment services, including index, mutual, and exchange traded funds. However, the companies differ significantly in structure, technology, and sustainable investment practices. So, massive majority, of enterprises upon the earth go back to BlackRock and Vanguard in some way, shape, or form. All right. And as the scripture says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Okay. He covers the faces of the judges thereof. So Esau, Edom has power over the earth. All right. He has power over all of these industries. So when Harvey, in this clip was talking about how you have, Freemasons that you got to sit down with and basically negotiate, or it's not really a negotiation, you got to submit, to their wants and to their agendas if you want to get to a certain level in their society. All right, that's not a lie, because they own everything. Okay, they own all the industries, they own the media, they own Hollywood. So if you want to get anywhere in that industry, all right, in the realm of entertainment, so on and so forth, then there's certain things you got to do. There's certain compromises that you got to make in order to further, in that world. Okay, so that's absolutely true. And this guy has had fame, he's had success. So there's no reason for me to believe that, he didn't do that at one point in his career. All right, because as you can see, he's still around. Now he might not have, the same level of what's the word I'm looking for? Recognition and notoriety as his former, bandmates, so on and so forth. But, he's still there, all right? And he's still there for a reason, okay? So, this is the things, that go down in Esau Edom society, all right? These are the sacrifices that people are making, all right? So again, it says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, all right? So like we just went into, all right, that's the wicked elite on the left-hand side. All right, the bankers that rule the world in secrecy, beginning with the Rothschilds, all right? They're at the top, all right? The Rothschild family. Verse 3, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bow to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily, all right? They say, who shall see them? All right. And that's what the wicked elite are all on. All right. That's what they're all about. They're all about laying snares. All right. Laying traps. Okay. And they do this in various, different ways. All right. Now they lay traps, for the people in the form of psyops, in the form of, psychological, which is psychological, operations on the people, all right, to make you think in a certain way, to, present you with information that you choose from, all right, and then you have the, notion, all right, that you're making your own decisions, but no, a lot of things are programmed into you, all right, into your subconscious using, subliminal messages, man. Okay, and that's what they do, all right? And they also use, like we always go into, they also use the process of gradualism, all right, to get you used to particular processes and expose you to particular things in society. Now, for example, you had what's his name? You had that guy that they call, the top G. I forget what his name is at the moment, but you had the top G, you had, the whole situation with Kanye West, all right? You've had this whole thing of people getting cancelled, all right? Getting exposed and then getting cancelled and being persecuted for saying particular things that are true, all right? And exposing certain things about how the government works and about how the powers that be work, so on and so forth. And then what we've witnessed is that because these people said certain things, they were immediately, penalized, and basically they had sanctions put on them, okay? And that's all by design, because they're showing you that if you speak up, if you speak out against the powers that be, this is going to be an example of what happens to you. Okay? So that's why I said, this whole thing with Russell Brand, in my opinion, all right, which I could be wrong, but in my opinion, I would say that this guy is controlled opposition, and he's just another guy on the list that they're using to make a public example and a public sacrifice further, onto the people, to show what happens to anyone that goes against the system or that speaks against the system. All right. Now let me get right quick. Isaiah. What's that? 59 and 15. And I've been getting this a lot, as of recent, because there's been a lot of situations of this nature happening. Now this is Isaiah 59 and verse 15, and it reads, "Yea, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey. And the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment." All right. So again, we're in a time, upon the earth where if you say anything, all right, in regards to going against, the system, or speaking out against the system or the powers that be that run the system, you're going to be made a prey. All right. You're going to make yourself a prey. You're going to make yourself a target. Okay. And that's ultimately going to be, the men of the Lord. All right. But it's also going to happen, as you can see, in the, on the media, center stage, for those that might say anything against the authorities. Okay. So that's what I really wanted to get, in regards to this clip that I saw. And Lord willing, it was edifying. And until the next time, I'll say shalom.